they've been bugging about this, so we're just going to say goodbye to Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
We're just going to say goodbye to him.
Yes, R.I.P. Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan passed away earlier this week from cardiac arrest. And he was at the age of, I want to say, 71.
I had heard his health wasn't in the greatest condition, but this was also a surprise to me as well. I didn't expect to hear him passing, but
and it's caused a lot of controversy.
It has.
As you know, Hogan was the big wrestler of the 80s and some of the 90s as well, breaking
early
ground
2000s
for wrestlers. Yeah, basically making wrestling mainstream. You could kind of say he was like the MC Hammer of wrestlers.
He's the reason wrestling is in the position it's in today. We're going to give credit where credit's due, because I don't want to get this wrong. You know, I'm a huge wrestling fan. Have been since I was a kid. Hulk Hogan introduced a lot of us into wrestling. He brought a lot of us as kids into wrestling, and he is the greatest good guy of all time in wrestling. He's the greatest bad guy. It's kind of crazy, but he played both roles, and he was number one to me in both roles that when he played them.
Well, yeah.
He was number one as Hulk Hogan, the red and yellow, you know, the big draw. But then when he went to the black and white as NWO, and he turned a bad guy,
Hollywood Hogan.
He was the biggest heel at that point. So, you know, he definitely played a huge part in wrestling. And that's where a lot of people are giving their condolences, because of the part that he played in wrestling. Now, after wrestling, that's where it gets dicey. We're not going to call him Hulk Hogan. It's Terry Bollea. That's where it gets dicey with Terry. After the wrestling, it's all the antics outside of wrestling.
And I said, let Hulkamania run wild, brother.
Racist to a point. Yeah. You know, fucking weird. Then when it comes to nice people.
I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're right. There's been a lot of talk on social media. People are upset at maybe black folks who are mourning Hulk Hogan.
So Hulk Hogan is dead, and I better not see no black people on here mourning him, okay? Don't get me wrong, he's a very accomplished performer, right? Like, he's very good at pretending to fight people, right? But a lot of people don't know he has a very bigoted history, especially towards black people.
Like Ric Flair, The Rock, Sylvester Stallone, and a lot of others, all whom are sharing how big of a heart he had and how wonderful of a guy he was. And I have a problem with this because he is on record saying that he didn't want his daughter messing around with N-words. Excuse me, I'm sorry, effing N-words. And my problem with all these people who are talking about how big of a heart he had and how good of a person he was, my question to them is, so if he felt that way about black people and you didn't condemn him, what does that say about you?
Someone like he was a racist and he didn't like black people, which very well is pretty much true. It seems like, based on the evidence presented, the recordings of the year's stories from black wrestlers, and not just black wrestlers, white wrestlers, saying what he's said to black wrestlers. So, you know, in terms of Hulk Hogan, I don't really have a conflict. The guy that I remember from the 80s when I was a Hulkamaniac, to me, that guy died decades ago. I've come to terms with, they're just people from my childhood who I'm going to have an affinity for because they were a part of my childhood. No different than Bill Cosby, Pee Wee Herman,
R. Kelly. Like, yeah, all these. But this is the thing. And see, what America does is we always recognize people. And some of them have a iconic part, but then some of them have a notorious part as well that goes along with it. And Hulk Hogan is no different. He can be celebrated for what he did to wrestling, but he can be remembered for the person that he was and the character that he showed.
Yeah.
Saying he's a real American. The song he came out to, I'm a Real American. Well, he proved it. Racist, self-centered, egotistical, all those things.
Yeah, and when he called people brother, he used the hard ER.
Run wild, brother.
He meant that shit, boy. That wasn't a term of endearment when he called you brother, because he didn't say brother.
So, you know, I can see why some people are mad, but a lot of people need to get over it about being mad. Like, it's kind of, you know, it's kind of...
there's nothing to be mad about. I've already come to terms with Hulk Hogan dying a few years prior, before this even got to be an issue of him passing. I gave up on Hulk years ago, and I was used to who he is now, especially we did a story on him last year on this show when he had that brand ambassador, that beautiful black girl.
Yep, and took off.
Yeah. Did you hear about Hulk Hogan?
What about him?
Okay, so some black girl is on TikTok saying Hulk Hogan hired a brand ambassador to promote his new drink, and she fine. And she took pictures with Hulk Hogan and then received a text from, I guess, her management company that said Hulk Hogan doesn't want you for the rest of the events for the week. And so she eventually saw who replaced her, and it was 2 white girls for brand ambassadors. So, you know, his racism was to the bone, man. He didn't want black people in nothing. He didn't even want you endorsing his beer.
You know what's even mind-boggling? I was seeing on social media people saying, I don't care if he was racist, he was my childhood idol. I was like, damn, we get selective.
He may have said racist things, but what racist things have you said?
But that's what we just were saying.
It's
like,
not selective.
It's
not selective.
You still have to remember what he did. There is a reason why we're recognizing him.
Okay,
but it's also we didn't forget.
That was his character.
Yeah, that's his character.
You know what I mean? Like we fell in love with the character.
Cliff Huxtable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we fell in love with the character, the actor he was portraying. But the real person, like once the tights are actually covered up and all that.
So that don't diminish his character?
As a wrestler?
As a person.
As a person, yes.
As a person, yes. As a wrestler.
So
still though, wrestling isn't where it's at without Hulk Hogan. That's just plain and simple.
Okay.
The wrestling is not where it's at.
So you say only him?
Yes. I'm saying
only him.
He's the one that just died.
I mean, shit, yeah. I mean, some people would say Roddy Piper.
No.
Some people would say Jake the Snake. I mean,
it's Macho Man Randy Savage, but it was
Exactly.
still Hulk Hogan.
None of them.
It was still Hulk Hogan.
None of them compare to Hulk Hogan. But the reason why I'm saying Hulk Hogan was bigger is he had a cartoon. Okay. He had Saturday morning cartoon.
All right.
So that already had him. Even if we knew Ric Flair, you still knew Hulk Hogan just from the cartoon and all the paraphernalia and stuff like that.
As much as I don't even like Hulkamania, bro. Like, you can't Hulkamania?
Like, and you know, I'm a wrestling fan, but
that's why I used to think wrestling was real.
Even I will sit here and say that he is the biggest name wrestler out of everybody. Ric Flair probably comes in second to me. It's Hogan and Flair. They were wrestling. They both carried their promotion.
Andre the Giant was bigger than
I'm
Ric
about to
Flair.
say Andre the Giant, maybe. Just because of his size alone.
Stature, yes.
Yeah, but
No, but
about popularity.
as far as remembrance.
That's tough. I mean, because
like Andre the Giant, Undertaker.
Known for what? Getting slammed by.
No, he was known. That was like him passing the torch.
It was just Andre the Giant was just the man.
But I do understand what Hassan is saying, because back then it was kind of territory.
Yeah, it was.
That's the point of Hulk Hogan. He made the WWF, which came and scooped up all the organizations and solidified
monopolized wrestling. That's what they did.
And Hulk Hogan he's pretty much like what? Larry Bird and Magic?
Yeah, to what wrestling is.
Yeah.
I would say that. And like I say, there's nothing wrong with remembering Hulk Hogan. Nothing at all. Now, how you remember him is on you.
Hell is over here, brother.
He was a part of my childhood, no different than, like I said, Pee Wee Herman, Heathcliff Huxtable, and all these other people that may have not been so.
But I was
and only people who were alive are going to remember that time. Like anybody born after 2000 is not going to have the same affinity for Hulk Hogan that
Not
people
at all.
in the 70s and 80s did.
They weren't watching them every weekend either.
They watched Stone Cold and The Rock. That's what they grew up off. That's what they know. So they
I remember
probably
that
look
too.
at us weird for wanting to even shout out Hulk Hogan in a nice manner. But yeah, I don't forget that WrestleMania against Sergeant Slaughtr because it was during the Iraq War.
Yeah. And Sergeant Slaughtr, who was always the good guy, was the bad guy, man.
Yeah.
It's the craziest thing.
I remember that WrestleMania. That was an event. We had my friends over from school, got the pay-per-view, chicken wings fried up. That was an event.
My man said the only time I'll say R.I.P. to Hulk Hogan is when I'm talking about one of his shirts.
Yeah.